Hi, Timea here with SlideHub September product updates. This September, we focus on improving the placeholder feature by simplifying its management and implementation and replacing the old placeholder approach with new placeholder identifiers. Let's have a look at it.
Dynamic content placeholders make it easy to update and customize your slides, saving you and your team time. To create placeholders, go to Manage Assets view and just click on the Placeholder tab. If you already have placeholders, here you'll have an overview of all your placeholder identifiers. First, you'll need to add the identifier here, such as client. To ensure the platform recognizes and processes placeholders correctly, enclose the placeholder content in square brackets. Later, you'll also need to use the exact same identifier within your slide for the placeholder to work. Optionally, you can also add description for your identifier to ensure your team is using them correctly, and the default value to replace your placeholders automatically, which can help maintain certain company-wide information. And when you are done, just click on Create. After I'm done creating placeholder identifiers on the platform, it's time to add the new placeholders to the relevant slides. I'll start by adding the new placeholder identifiers to the short introduction to SlideHub presentation. So now I'll download the presentation from the platform and open it in PowerPoint, and then I replace the relevant text with the placeholder identifiers. While there are some placeholder text already, this is not ideal, as after downloading the presentation, the sales team has to manually update each placeholder to customize it, which is time-consuming and prone to human error, as there is a risk of missing one or two changes. Now I will start adding the new placeholder identifiers. Please ensure that the square brackets and the exact placeholder identifiers created are used consistently. Although there is no date identifier yet on the platform, I'll add the date identifier within my slide as the platform scans the slide for placeholder identifiers within square brackets. So if there are any placeholder identifiers found within the slides that are not already existing within the library, the platform will suggest it as a new placeholder, and you can simply add it to the platform by clicking on Create New. When I'm done adding the placeholder identifiers, I'll just save my presentation and go back to the presentation settings within the platform and replace my file. Placeholders are now integrated into the validation process. When you upload or replace a slide or presentation, the platform will scan for both existing and potential placeholders, which you can either link or create directly during validation. In this case, since date wasn't a pre-existing identifier, the platform suggests it as a new one. You can quickly create it by clicking Create. Next, you see an overview of existing placeholders, allowing you to link or unlink them as needed. And now I just click on Link and Continue. Additionally, by scrolling down within the presentation or slide settings, you'll find the placeholder section. Here, you can easily edit and update placeholders by clicking on Edit and Update. Here, you'll have an overview of all the slide contents and identifiers found within the slides. You'll also be able to see how many slides the identifiers appears in. Also, as a manager, you can test new identifiers by clicking on Test Identifiers in the upper right corner. So now let's see how it looks like for end users. Slides or presentations containing placeholders will have this black icon on the top right, so that users can recognize that they will need to quickly insert some data to customize the slides. When users want to download the presentation, a small window will pop up where they need to fill out the relevant information. After filling out these missing fields, the slides will instantly update with the relevant information. Now I'll show you how to unlink identifiers. Go back to the slide or presentation settings and go to Edit Placeholder View. You can simply link or unlink identifiers by clicking on them. If you would like to update or change your identifier, for example from client to client name, just go to Placeholder Overview and then go into the Client Identifier settings. To update the identifier, simply change the identifier and click Update. A pop-up window will appear showing how many slides contain the identifier. Click Confirm to automatically update all instances of the identifier in the slides with the new placeholder.
Hope this new approach will make customizing your presentations easier and effortless. Next, based on client requests, we have also focused on improving the library statistics with more detailed information and enhanced filtering. So let's dive right in.
You can use platform statistics to identify which assets are performing well, who is actively engaging with them, and who may be falling behind. These data-driven insights can help you boost adoption and refine your content strategy with greater precision. To go to Statistics, first you need to go to Manage View and click on Statistics. Here you can compare assets usage and the number of active users monthly for the last 6 months. You'll also have an overview of your top-level metrics such as total users, active users, pending invites, total activity, and the total number of company assets. By clicking on any of these metrics, you can access detailed views for deeper insights and more specific information. In the Activity per Type tab, you can view asset usage categorized by type, including inspiration slides, company and team slides, templates, submitted contributions, as well as icon and image usage. Additionally, you can track feature-specific activities such as dynamic actions and version control usage, providing a comprehensive overview of how different assets and features are being used. The Asset-Specific Activity view provides insight into which assets have been recently used by whom. You can refine the results by filtering for specific asset types such as slides, icons, images, documents, sheets, and text snippets, or by selecting specific libraries. To narrow it down to a particular user, click Show All Filters and enter the user's name under the Used By field. Additionally, to keep your library organized, you can use the Missing Labels filter to identify assets that lack proper labels. In the Assets Edit tab, you'll find the total number of company slides, team slides, company images, and company icons in your library. You can also track here how many of these assets have been added over the past 6 months, along with the number of contributions submitted. In User Activity, by default, you'll see a trend view for each user, allowing you to track individual activity levels over the past 6 months. This view highlights whether user engagement is increasing or decreasing and whether activity levels are high or low. You can also filter by library or specific users. By clicking on See Usage, you'll be taken back to the Asset-Specific Activity tab to view detailed asset usage for the selected user. Let's return to User Activity. If you toggle off Show Action Trends, you'll see a new overview displaying the total number of activities each user has completed. You can hover over each category for more detailed information. Additionally, you can filter by library, user, time period, or by active and inactive users. If needed, the data can be exported as an Excel file for further analysis. In the Search Performance report, you can review what your team is searching for, how often specific keywords are being searched, and whether these searches returned no results. This insight helps you identify potential content gaps in your library. Furthermore, in the Manage Assets overview, you can sort by downloads count to see which assets are being used the most and which aren't.
We hope this update will help you drive adoption and inform you of any content gaps your team might be looking for. Also, if you missed our Q3 webinar where we covered the most impactful product updates from Q3 and shared upcoming improvements for Q4, you can still catch up by watching the recording. You can simply click in the link in the upper right corner or find it in the description. If you would like to join for our next product update webinar on the 7th of January, make sure to sign up on our website or use the link in the description. We hope to see you there.